Good afternoon, everyone. We are the first batch of registration interns here for Packetworx. Now, our project is called the packetDUINO. This is a solution for solid waste management. So, I'm JR. I did most of the back-end development. And
So I'm Rafael. Well, just call me Rafa. I helped with the backend and also did the computations. I also did some of the front end.
And I did half that work together with Brad. I did some of the packet view integrations of our product.
now, a little background regarding to why we did the packetDUINO. One of the main problems that we saw here in the Philippines is trash. We produce a lot of trash daily. In fact, in 2016, it was reported the Philippines produce around 40,000 tons of plastic per day, and it is expected to rise up to 80,000 tons of plastic in 2025. Now, that is weird because we have RA 9003, which is the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2001. But just this Feb 7, 2019, 108 LGUs were not able to follow the Solid Waste Management Act that was produced from 2001 pa. Now, one of the reasons that we saw as why LGUs can't follow the Waste Management Act is that the Philippines is addicted to single-use plastics. That contributed to quicker accumulation of landfills and, of course, faster intervals in accumulation of trash. The root of why the solid waste management last year does not work is because the local government units failing to properly follow the implementation of RA 9003. Now, with that, how can we use IoT in waste management? Our solution was the packetDUINO.
packetDUINO is essentially a mixture through the use of the packetDUINO, which is Packetworx version of the Arduino. We can use this to find the distance in which the sensor from the bottom of the trash can or to the top of the trash in order to calculate how much percent filled it is. How does this work? As I said, the ultrasonic sensor in the trash window sends through the LoRaWAN SoC. LoRaWAN meaning long range wide area network. Basically, from that LoRaWAN, it can be transferred as data through the Things network, and from the Things network, it can actually be transferred into front end, such as our dashboards, or we can add extra plugins through the IFTTT. This is an example of the dashboard. This is basically the how filled the trash can is and the overtime distance of the sensor to the top of the trash. This is an integration of the packet view. Basically,
It detects that the trash height or its filled above
65%.
yeah.
It will send you an email.
That tells you that you need to throw your trash out. Now, this can also be integrated into SMS, but we have to pay for that service.
Here are also some other things that we have connected our product to. Here's our Twitter @TrashDuinoL and our packet view. Both of these work very well. Every 30 minutes, that's the interval we have set. However, you can change the interval. It will tell you how full the trash can is, and just for personalization, we added some extra.
That concept, that Twitter bot was a concept lang of how flexible the Things network is in terms of integrating into different functions and different applications that we already use. One example is Twitter, but there's also Telegram bot. You can connect it to Google Home, Google Now, and a lot more dashboard applications actually. But the most common one is Thingsboard, and Packetworx has their own Thingsboard dashboard. This is available in mobile, in premise, and in over the internet. Now, aside from the graph, it also sends alarms every time it is full. Now, what's good with the alarms in Thingsboard is that it also it also tells you if the alert has been acknowledged or not. Which means if the alert has been acknowledged, it means that you are aware of the alert. But you can also clear the alert. That means that you have thrown your cache out. So it has a very high flexibility. Now if you have, let's say you want to put a lot of sensors or a lot of trash bins in your area, you can also integrate GPU into it. For example, you're an LGU and you want to put it over different places, big trash cans over different places to just pick up the trash on that location. Then you can put the sensor in that trash can and you can know what trash cans are filled or not.
So for our go-to-market, our primary target market will be local government units or municipalities because we believe that they will greatly use our TrashDUINO for their garbage disposal systems.
And an added thing is that our problem that we saw is that LGUs fail to follow the solid waste management plan. So this device will greatly help them in knowing and getting data about how much or insight on how much trash they produce. Aside from that,
So not only are we targeting municipalities, but we are also branching out to other companies such as janitorial services and public and private companies. Since we believe that if we have TrashDUINO installed in their garbage disposal systems, then our garbage disposal systems overall will be more efficient and be cleaner.
so it will lead to us better, smart, connected city, which is what we're all aiming for with IoT.
So, now other use cases. Now, what do you think first when you use IoT? Well, most people, we just generally think what? Convenience. Am I correct? So it's not just, for me, it's not just convenience. For these other use cases, why just limit it to convenience? Remember, waste does not just limit it to like just domestic waste. There's also things like hazardous waste management in medical facilities, in hospitals, and laboratories. Hazardous waste is also a really big problem because, well, one day you might just be opening a sharps container, the other day you might have E. coli.
In laboratories, for example.
So, next to that, why not also use it for things such as chemistry? Pollutants, for example, when you open a container to check, you can't just open a container to check like volumes or weigh it, because sometimes when air goes in like containers, the elements within, they can react with air. This is actually common in school laboratories and then if this is used to instead monitor the volume, you can also tell if, aside from how much is left, if there's any contaminants left or if there's any reaction going on which is slow, such as rust. Which by analyzing like the mass, for example, of sodium chloride.
So yeah, it has aside from convenience to local government units, laboratories and research facilities can also use this technology to increase safety in the workplace, since medical facilities usually handle biological hazards and physical hazards. So by having these, there will be less exposure to humans in the trash cans. Kasi you will already know how filled it is or when it's time to be picked up without touching it or going to the trash can physically.
Not to mention like sanitation costs for just cleaning larger disposal areas, especially in
Much more
laboratories
efficient.
and hospitals. So recommendations, well, you've already seen like a lot of, I'm pretty sure some recommendations have been mentioned for their respective parts, but some other things this was actually developed in 3 working days after just learning about many things on IoT tech and how to create them. Now, many ideas have been passed around on what else we can add. So just for example, a gyrosphere, you don't want it like to detect, to scan when it's already open. So putting other sensors like a GPS to tell or track them. Other than that, like the Twitter bot only puts it on a public Twitter post. So what if it's like multiple trash cans? You can't just make multiple Twitter accounts. You can maybe wire it or code it so that it's personalized. It can just send a DM which instead tells specific like a trash can, for example, to specific users.
So that means there's a lot more things in it. Given that we only did this in like 2 days actually until yesterday. Even if you add 2 days, if we were given more time of R&D, research and development, to further enhance the capabilities of our product, I think packetDUINO can become a far more better product given that. Yeah, that's all for our internship in Packetworx.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to share something to you guys. An article, Manila Bulletin, Inquirer. So these guys are university students from University of Southern Philippines Foundation, right? And what is their project?
It's our project.
And they won first prize. And they're not using LoRaWAN. So most probably the solution that they're doing is, it's concept. So for an 11th grader, doing this for like 3 days,
Yes.
that's a big accomplishment, right? So how much more can you do in like a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, So hopefully we see you here again, and maybe we can, you can tell your teachers, what you did in like 3 days, and hopefully this, something comes out of it. We accomplished our goal, and that is to expose you to what's in the market, what's needed in the Philippines, and hopefully you take it to heart, help our country, diba? So thank you, and I'm impressed.